Well, welcome to Life Change Church. Welcome to this video series where we want to connect with you and have you connect with us a little more. This is the first video, and this is our story and our mission. So welcome to our story. Now, if you've been around Life Change Church, or if you stick around Life Change Church, you'll realize that Life Change is so much more than just a church name. Right? It's so much more than just a catchphrase. What it is it's a growing relationship with Jesus Christ. What Life Change is what we experience when we experience who Jesus is and we experience the power of Jesus. We believe that life change occurs at every phase of our relationship, whether we're just beginning the relationship or whether we're growing and maturing in that relationship with Jesus Christ. Each step, each phase includes life change. And here we exist to love people to life change. We exist to love people into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ. We exist to share the love of Jesus with others. In fact, that's our mission. That's why we exist. And through this series of videos, we hope that you join us in our story and you join us in our mission. To start off, I just wanted to share a little story about life change, and I want to start off with a little bit of my personal history. I was called into ministry when I was 15 years old. I was on a missions trip to Bolivia, and I remember God pushing me to go into ministry. Now, like any teenager, I've naturally kind of ran from that calling. But I did find myself at North Central University in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I went to college and I double majored in both business and ministry. And after I got out of college, I jumped into ministry. I jumped into the youth ministry where I stayed for about 2 years. Now, through these 2 years of ministry, I experienced some church hurt. I think many of you may have experienced church hurt before. As you're watching this video, you maybe something that you can relate with, right? Whether it's leadership, whether it's people in the church. Again, it's something we go through. Why? Because as followers of Christ, nobody is perfect. As followers of Christ, sometimes people will hurt others. And I experienced this. So what happened is after 2 years of ministry, I got out of the ministry and I jumped back into the business world. Now, I stayed in the church, and I actually stayed and served in the church in more of a lay person role. In fact, I went to a church called C3 Church in Pickerington, Ohio, which is our home and mother church. And I jumped in and I helped start, they were a church plant as well. I helped start their youth ministry. I helped in greeting. I helped in ushering. I helped in their cleaning ministry. And I helped in their small group ministry. And I even served on their board, which eventually led me to, and my wife Sarah, to leading a small group in Newark, Ohio. What was crazy is that small group turned into 2 small groups. Those 2 small groups turned into 3 small groups, and then God continued knocking and calling us back into ministry. God is calling us to plant a church in Newark, Ohio. Now, C3 Church is a church that was born, they used to say they were born pregnant. They were born in a way to plant other churches. So they backed this, they got behind us, and they even pushed us to launch a church in Newark, Ohio. So in September 2014, we launched Life Change Church. Now, when we planted in 2014, there was 32,257 people who did not have a relationship with Jesus Christ. 32,257 people who had a God-shaped hole in Newark, Heath, and Granville. And not only that, the number of D-Church people in Newark, Heath, and Granville was 28,798 people. So there was 61,055 people who either had no relationship with God or had no place to grow in their relationship with God. That's why we planted church. That's why we planted Life Change Church, because we wanted to make a dent in that number. We exist to make a dent in that number. We exist to love those people who are either de-churched or unchurched, who don't know or don't have a place to grow in their relationship with Jesus. We exist to create a place where people can know the true power of Jesus Christ. We exist to love those people to life change. And that's our vision. To love people into a growing relationship with Jesus. To see this growth continue, both through seeing people make a decision for Jesus, to see people come back to Jesus, and to see people grow in their relationship with Jesus. And we're doing that, and we've done that. As we continue on, we plan to do that through multi-services. We plan to do that through multi-sites, and we plan to do that through continued life. And part of our story is we actually started again in 2014. We started at the old YWCA building. We started the Citadel building now. We started there. And if you know anything about that building, the parking wasn't great. The auditorium was huge, but the kids' space wasn't great. And we created a space where people could get to know Jesus, but we quickly outgrew that, especially in the kids' space and in the parking space. So we eventually moved to where we are now at 4588 Marion Road. We grew in here, and then we revamped this building, and we quickly went from 1 service to 2 service. We went from 2 services to 3 services, and then COVID hit, so we went back to 1 service, and now we're back to 2 services. And again, we plan on continuing growing. We plan on continuing giving opportunities for those who don't know Jesus to have an opportunity to grow in their relationship with Jesus. And we're going to do that through multiple service times. We're going to do that through even multiple locations. Our goal isn't just to stay here, but it's to continue out so that others can experience the power of who Jesus is. And again, we're planning on doing it through life. That's our vision, that's our plan, and that's our story. And we want to invite you. We want to invite you to play a part. We want to invite you to join us. Join our story. Join our vision. After this video, we'd love to give you an opportunity to share your story. If you would, take some time to fill out and or discuss some of the questions.